In the beginning of the movie, we are told a story where there was a very beautiful pond, and all the ducks in that pond were very happy. But in the same pond, there were two ducks, Dex and his little sister Gwen. They both got bored staying in this pond, and wanted to know what the world would be like outside the pond. So one day they decide to fly away from there, but the hunter birds caught them, and ate them with no mercy. But then we get to know that it was all just a fictional story that was created by Mac, who, the father of those ducks, he used to constantly discourage his kids from venturing into the outside world, as he didn't want to risk his family's life. But his wife Pam was not at all happy with his decision, as she also wanted to get out from there and see the world. They used to live in a tree near a pond, and they were living their life with joy and happiness. One day Pam and her kids see a group of ducks who had just returned from migration. Seeing this, Pam gets very fascinated, and in excitement Dax and Gwen to meet those new ducks. There Dax meets with a female duck, Kim, and befriends with her. She tells Dax that we are all about to migrate to Jamaica for winter. She suggests Dax too to come fly with them, and goes to ask to her father about Dax. As soon as she goes, Mac and Pam come there. Seeing Mac angry, Gwen says that Dax spoke to a girl, and he told her that he wants to get married, because of which Dex and Gwen start to fight with each other. But then Kim's family comes there. Kim's dad suggests Mac and his family to get out of that place, and have a great adventure along with them on their way to Jamaica. But Mac refuses his proposal by saying that maybe we'll go next year as we have a lot of work this winter. After which Kim's whole family goes on their trip. But seeing this, Pam and her kids gets very disappointed with Mac, as they wanted to go out and see the world. But Mac believed that going out meant bringing the danger to himself, on which Pam says him that it's not right to live a life with fear. There is a lot more to see in life, so before you lose everything you will have to open your eyes. Hearing this, Mac gets very worried, but his worry increases even more when his Uncle Dan tells him that I heard everything you said. Once I used to be like you. I was also afraid to go out, and I spent my entire life in this small pond, but look where I have come. Now I am absolutely alone. As soon as Mac hears this, he learns the lesson quickly. He immediately wakes up his family with great excitement and tells them that I have decided that we will also migrate from here. Hearing this, the whole family of Mac gets very happy. Then Gwen asks Uncle Dan to join them with such a cute and innocent face in front of him, seeing which Uncle Dan couldn't deny her proposal, and after that everyone leaves that place for migration and start their trip to Jamaica. For the first time they had left their home and were at the heights of the open sky. They were having a lot of fun, but then they have to stop due to bad weather, and their adventurous trip turns into a scary trip as, during a rainstorm, they take up shelter in a swamp underneath a boardwalk where they encounter a crazed elderly great blue heron named Erin. Everyone gets very scared when they see her, but Erin acts very friendly with them and offers them to take temporarily shelter in her home. Out of fear, Mac couldn't dare to reject her proposal, and they all go to her place, where they meet to Erin's husband Eric, who was even more scary. After which Erin puts them to sleep in a cooking pot and goes to bed herself. But as soon as it is midnight, Mac and his family secretly plans to run away from there. But they couldn't succeed, as Erin sees them and tells them not to leave the bed. At night, the hunters may come out to eat, but Mac didn't believe her, and tells his kids to escape from there. But there Erin saves Gwen and Dax from a catfish, and catches it. Seeing this, Mac and Pam did not believe their eyes, because they had always considered herons as their enemy. But after seeing this, Mac's entire family's perspective had changed now, and they spend the night very comfortably. And in the morning, after saying final goodbye to the Erin and Eric, Mac's family leave for their trip again, and in the heights of the sky, their fun begins again. But now, while flying up, they had reached a city where high buildings, a lot of cars and people make it very difficult for them to get out. But finally, after a great difficulty, they succeed to get out of that situation safely. During this, Uncle Dan gets separated from them and fly far away from them. So now Mac's family has to go to find them. Meanwhile, Uncle Dan was starving, so when he sees a sandwich lying on the ground, he takes it. But actually, he had come to Pigeon's dominion, due to which soon he gets surrounded by a flock of pigeons fighting for that sandwich.